Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm getting over a little bit of a cold right now, so I apologize for my voice being a little bit deeper. But today I wanted to share a fall dopamine menu. It's basically the feel-good hormone that we get when we do certain things. So it's a little bit of a trend that I've seen on like Pinterest and YouTube. Some of my favorite go-to feel-good, healthy habits, I would say. So healthy choices, habits that I like to do to increase my natural dopamine, my feel-good hormone. So today I'm going to share a few of my favorites during the fall season, and I hope you enjoy this video. I want to say a quick thanks to the partner of this video, SKIMS. Especially this time of the year, my comfortable clothes mean everything to me. I have my go-to comfies. I was recently introduced to the SKIMS Fits Everybody collection, which is the stretchiest, yummiest, softest feeling undergarments, from their bras to their underwear. I do not like very uncomfortable clasps and wires, which can sometimes even be painful, but I want something that is supportive and I could wear it to the gym, at home, stay comfy, even to bed. And I love the inclusivity when it comes to all body types for the Fits Everybody collection. Be sure to check it out using my link in my description and take the survey after you purchase to let them know your thoughts. Next up on my fall dopamine menu, next to comfy cozy clothes, which make me happy, is making myself something pumpkin spice. So usually this time of the year, I get excited to go get a pumpkin spice latte, but now that I have my coffee and tea station, I love to make my coffee and tea at home, and I also like to have friends over and offer them a latte or some tea. So today I'm just gonna make some homemade pumpkin spice syrup. You can certainly buy pumpkin spice syrup, but it's a lot healthier to just make it with 3 ingredients. I use maple syrup, pumpkin, and then a little bit of cinnamon. You can use this for several days. I make a small batch every few days if I'm in the mood for a pumpkin spice latte. So I'm gonna make that first. I'm gonna set that aside for my coffee. Then I'm gonna make some pumpkin protein waffles. I'm trying to hit my protein goals, but I also wanna enjoy some pumpkin spice waffles or pancakes this time of the year. And I promised I'd share with you my protein pancake or waffle recipe. I'm using some oats that I made sure to put in the food processor so it's more like a flour consistency. This also contains egg whites, plain yogurt, a little bit of pumpkin, cinnamon. I'll put the ingredients listed in the description, the measurements and everything. If you need to add a little bit more liquid, you can, either with milk or water. And also if you keep the oats in the food processor a little bit longer, you'll get a smoother consistency. I personally didn't notice once they were cooked, but honestly, they taste so yummy. These are perfect. You can add more or less pumpkin depending on your preference, but they are super yummy and really high in protein. So that's cool too. Alrighty, so I'm gonna put those in our trusty waffle maker and make myself one big waffle with some maple syrup and some strawberries. So good. I love this with a cup of coffee or some tea. I love the ritual of making coffee or tea in the morning, and especially in the fall and the winter months when it starts to get crispy and chilly outside. I have this container I got from Costco, so I love to have my favorite teas. And the ones that I drink the most, I have the most of. So I have my matcha that I love, my immune and stress tea from Yogi that I drink at night. And then I really like the Yogi Vanilla Spice that contains L-theanine. L-theanine is a favorite of mine because it helps with relaxation, but also focus. And so that's really good for the morning if I want to opt for that instead of coffee. either an herbal tea or a caffeinated tea, just kind of depends, but I love my little station. And that is definitely a big dopamine hit of mine. So creating a little tea, coffee station, depending on what your preference is such a joy, especially in these months, but all year long. If it's a sunny day outside, that is definitely on my dopamine menu. I go outside. If it's a chilly day or even if it's a cloudy, rainy day, I'll take a bath or an everything shower. This time of the year, I always get the bubble bars or the bath bombs from Lush. They smell so good and I love their fall collection. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I love my comfy, cozy capsule collection. I keep everything in this basket, all of my go-to capsule pieces, my favorites, and the things that I wear pretty much every day. I tend to be the type of girl who wears the same clothes all the time in each season. So I have my go-to undergarment favorites, my go-to tank tops, shorts, leggings. That's typically the vibe on most days. And right now, it'll usually be like a little crisp in the morning and then get hot. So I like the layering pieces and the cozy pieces. That's kind of what I go for. I'm typically just in my comfy cozies, especially when I'm doing self-care, which is next on my dopamine menu because, of course, I love to take a little time for self-care. Red light is one of my favorites, as I talk about often on my channel. So I do that almost every day as a part of my self-care routine. I love the far infrared, the feeling of warmth, and clearly my cat does too because every time I do red light therapy, she comes over and wants to sit in front of it. And actually, our vet recommended red light therapy for our dog Ozzy to help with his hip problems. So I typically do red light for 10 minutes or so after a shower or a bath. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of extra self-care today. On the weekends especially, I'll do a hair treatment or something a little extra like a mask. Today I'm using these under eye patches, 2 under my eyes and 1 in between my brows. And then I'm gonna also move them to my smile lines in a little bit. I've been using this Vegamour Grow, which is a serum for hair growth. And I'm gonna put a little bit on the sides of my scalp. This was where I kind of had a little bit of hair loss after I had my kids, and it hasn't grown back quite the way I would have wanted it to as much. So I try to use some sort of product there to keep those little baby hairs coming in. I love these patches because you can see they leave a glow. These come with a lot, so I'll sometimes use them in the morning or on the weekends. I don't always use them every single day, but I've been using them a lot lately and moving them around my face so I can get the benefits because they really leave a glow on your skin and I really, really like them. So an everything shower, a bath, cozy clothes, and a little bit of self-care is definitely on my dopamine menu. It's something I like to do to lift my spirits a little bit, especially in the fall and the winter months. Since we are still just at the tail end of the summer garden, we still have plenty of sunny days ahead. If it's sunny, I'm going to be outside, either in my garden, doing chores outside, cleaning the chicken coop, or harvesting what's left over, the remnants of the summer garden, which we still have some beautiful tomatoes, we have some potatoes. So that boosts my dopamine, getting outside in the sun, in nature, and in my garden.
I was not ready for that.
Next up on my dopamine menu is sitting on the front porch and staring at the tree, the really beautiful tree we have, and watching birds. Now, I have several bird feeders with seeds, and I have the hummingbird feeders as well. So I could sit and watch the birds for hours. It always lifts my spirits. It always makes me happy. And it reminds me of when I was a child and I would sit outside in my parents' backyard And my mom had a garden and a lot of trees, and so we were a haven for birds. And I used to sit and listen to all of the different bird calls and sit in the sun. And those are some of my favorite memories, to be honest, listening to the birds sitting in the sun. The hummingbirds have such unique personalities. Even my kids and my husband will sit there with me to watch the birds. It's definitely a dopamine boost for me. Next up on my dopamine menu is doing all the fun fall things in Tennessee during the fall months, like going to the pumpkin patch, all of the fun fall festivals, and even just driving through the back roads here in Tennessee during the fall. Oh my god! Oh, I remember him from last year. Yeah, we could get some apple cider. How cute are they? Hi, guys. We almost adopted these goats, and I'm not even joking when I say that. And living these moments, like reliving some of my favorite childhood moments with my kids. We were just watching a movie together the other night for movie night, and I was thinking about how I was Oliver's age the first time I watched that movie. And I had kind of one of those weird moments in life where you're like, wow, this is crazy. I'm watching this with my son, and I was his age when I first saw this movie. And just reliving some of my favorite childhood moments through the eyes of my kids. It's not only does it give me a boost of dopamine, but it reminds me to stay present. I can't believe I've made it here. I can't believe I have kids, that are like 12 and 8. And I get to relive these beautiful moments with them, like going to the pumpkin patch. I don't know, it makes me emotional, but staying present in these moments of pure joy. And this is one of them. And I saying that I've definitely had moments where I've felt distracted instead of present. And that's something that I'm really working on a lot, like trying to remember things through the lens of how I look back at things and think, wow, I wish I was more present. So anyway, I wanted to share a little bit of that. But yeah, it makes me excited to do this type of stuff because I could have only dreamed about this as a kid. Like I used to dream about having a home and having a family and all of these different aspects of my life. So I'm just really thankful to be here. And something as simple as the pumpkin patch or watching birds or watching a movie or watching the sunset, like all those things still bring me the biggest moments of joy in my life. So I reach for them and I cherish them. Decorating for fall is definitely up there on my dopamine menu as well. And I saw this idea on Pinterest. I've been trying to be on Pinterest a lot more lately because it is my inspiration zone. I love it over there. And having the pumpkins on the steps, I thought that was a really fun idea. And we're gonna be doing more of the fall decor for like October this week. So I'll probably do a video on it. And I opened all the windows and the doors because it was the perfect weather, like just crisp and perfect enough. And it's so nice when the sun starts to go down at this time of night. So I wanted to make the kids pumpkin spice Rice Krispy treats because why not? Hello, it's the fall. We're doing all of our favorite fall dopamine menu items, and that is one of them. So making a fun fall sweet treat, whether you're baking something or making something like Rice Krispies, I will put the ingredients in the description box for this. And turning on my potpourri so it smells good, getting all the cozy vibes going. Yeah, Gotta love it this time of the year. Have a movie night, open those windows if it's nice weather. Lean into enjoying the fall months because they are my favorite. And these 2 months I cherish, September and October, especially here in Tennessee. I am soaking it all in. Last but certainly not least on my fall dopamine menu is watching some of my old school favorite shows. I used to be obsessed with Martha Stewart when I was little. She was a happy place for me, an escape. She made me believe that I could do more, that I could make something beautiful. And she was just so inspiring. So especially lately with scrolling can be so upsetting. And as a highly sensitive person, I have to be really careful that I'm aware of what's going on in the world, but not spending too much time scrolling. So I've been watching the Martha Stewart channel. She has a channel where you could watch her all day. I love to turn her on and watch her, or one of my favorite shows like Grey's Anatomy. So I get a dopamine boost by learning something new and being creative. That is my center, my joy center. Creating beauty and remembering that there's beauty all around us and we can bring that beauty into the world as well. That is my fall dopamine menu, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you very soon in the next one. Bye.